Hi, this is a foreigner living in the Philippines. I'm trying to up louder my voice. For those of you who are complaining that I speak too quietly, well, look, I'm not American, and I'm British. They don't have as loud a voice as Americans. It's not right or wrong, it just is. So what we're looking at today is we're trying to show people that what they see often, when they see how things are done, the reason that you're seeing that is because we want to show you some traditional thing. Like, for instance, if you see Beth cooking in the kitchen with her mom, don't assume that she's a cook. She's not. If you see her working in the garden, she doesn't do that 8 hours a day. And if you see her working in the rice fields, believe me, she's not a rice field worker, okay? I have people telling me, why? One guy, you can find this comment somewhere in one of the videos. Why is Beth always doing the work? Another guy said, yeah, kind of sickens me watching this foreigner using his wife as a slave. Let me tell you that Beth is the one who, like the British comedy, he called his wife She Who Must Be Obeyed. Beth is not your submissive Asian woman or the stereotypical submissive Asian woman. You can forget that, okay? Beth and I work as a team. We work, surprisingly, as a happy team, and we love what we're doing. Now, most of the time, we make videos, and then we drive to Taliban, and we upload those videos. Now, yesterday, Beth, how many videos did we upload yesterday?
11.
11. Now, do you think those videos made themselves? No, they didn't. We had to make those videos. Now, we're telling you this so that you won't get some cracked up idea that I'm sitting around in a deck chair saying, Beth, can you undo my shoelaces, please? No, it's not happening like that, okay? So I'm going to take you down now and show you what we're doing. This is everyday life. This is not, it's not glammed up. We didn't tidy it up. These are the dogs. They are, I don't know why people say it's a dog's life, because look at them.
Sugar.
They're doing okay.
Sugar.
Sugar.
Snow and white.
Pose a little. Now I'll show you a little bit of our paradise, okay? This is where we wash. This is where we bathe, okay? It's where we bathe. We come out here and, of course, we do it Filipino style. We keep our clothes on and we bathe. And there's... That's our supply of water. Now this pipe, at some future date, will elbow off, go into here, and on the other side is the bathroom. And eventually we will get it hooked up. But right now, this is our bathroom. Okay, so that's one little bit of paradise. Come on.
White. You're okay now, right? We have eggs now, Han. Look.
We have eggs?
Yeah. Here.
Oh, now these are the traditional.
7 eggs.
Wow.
But the mother of these eggs, 3.
The mothers, they all lay in the same thing.
Yeah. So.
You may have seen the video where Nanai made these things.
Yeah, and then there I put another 2, but no one go there. Did you know?
Oh, these are vacant. If there's anybody out there wants to come and live in one of these things, come Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this, we did have one complaint about this. Can you make your videos away from the chicks? Well, there's the chicks. Get back in. There's the chicks. They're part of our everyday life. So, this is our meeting room, our palatial meeting room. This is where we do a lot of our videos. And there's nothing paradisical, if that's such a word, as this. Now this is our carport. The sun out here is merciless, it's relentless, and it beats the car up. But you'll see that it doesn't really need to have any help beating the car up, because just driving from here down to the road is enough to beat the car up. But today we bought this. This is the roof. So it doesn't look much, but actually this is 11 sheets of corrugated tin, and that will go up there, and hopefully it will help to keep the sun off the truck. But if you this is one trip down to the road.
Yeah, dirty.
Yes, it's dirty. So it's one trip down to the road. That's real life. Yes, I would love to think that we have a 2016 Ford 4x4 Ranger, but we don't. And this is what it looks like. Now, did we have any problems? Yes, we did. This tyre now is only 3 months old. It should be like the back one, but it's not, because the tracking is slightly out. Now, if I was in Fort Myers, or I was in Chicago or New York, well, that wouldn't be a problem. I'd just take that in, take it straight down to the place where they fit tyres, and I'd get them to do the tracking. And you may have seen how they do the tracking. They have this series of straight rods and little mirrors, and they just track the whole thing up, and you come back in an hour and it's all done. That doesn't cost very much. Here we're going to have to drive for 2 hours to Tagbilaran, and then when we get to Tagbilaran, look around for somewhere that can do tracking, because there's no one within 2 hours of where we live that can do tracking. Which brings me to the next post that somebody, or comment that somebody made. He said, well, they don't have to live here. Well, no, we don't have to live here. This is our home. We look at the pros and cons, we look at the downside and the upside, and we say, it's worth it. That's why we're living here. Have we had other problems? Well, yes, we have. Just like anybody else, we have problems with our truck. It overheated. Now, why did it overheat? Because at first we thought it was a water pump. We replaced the water pump. Now, these don't seem to be very big things, but in what we call a one-egg economy, that's, as I've said in other videos, that's a situation where you can go down to one of the tiny sari stores. A sari store is a small store that is a convenience store. Most people in the West will think of them as 7-Elevens, where you can go in and you pay a little bit more. Well, in a 7-Eleven you pay a lot more, but it's about as big as this truck, about the same area, and you get served through a tiny little hole where the woman opens this little hatch, and you talk to the woman, and can I have this? Can I have 1 egg? And she says, certainly, in very good English, probably. Well, we had a whole overheating problem, and now we've handled it. We took it down yesterday, and we had it repaired. So our typical day yesterday was that we got up very early. I fixed it so that it would take us down to church. and we got down to church by filling up twice. Once or twice. And we filled up with water, made sure it didn't overheat, and I took everybody to church. Then I limped off to Taliban, and I found someone on Sunday who would take the radiator out, do some work on it, find that kinked up hose, which I'll show you. So this is the hose. And I know that it's not of great interest to most people, but this is a new hose. But when you go in to buy a new hose, you can't go in here and say it's such and such a year and it needs a top hose. They bring out a load of hoses and you get the one that approximates the shape that you have. And that was this one. So it's a new hose, about 3 weeks old, and that's where the water was coming out. So this time we went down to, and this is Filipino style, you go down, say, my truck is overheating, and the guy says straight away, you need to have the radiator overhauled. All right, how much would that be? Well, 1,000 pesos. And I say to him, is that an American price? Because I'm not American, I'm not a rich American, and then I do my, not exactly pleading poverty, but I tell him, well, I live here, can't you give me a Filipino price? No, Filipino and American price. But he gives it to me in the end for 900 pesos. 900 pesos, work it out, $2 to the 100. I'll let you do the math. Then when we come to, I leave it then thinking it's a radiator, and I go and I spend a couple of hours answering comments at the internet cafe. Then I go back. When I go back, the radiator is out and they found that hose. Did they go down and buy the hose and come back and fit it and then tell me? No, that's not the Filipino way. They tell me you need a new hose. So, well, okay, yeah, you go down the road there and there's a little store there, which once again is about the size of this truck. That's about the area of this truck. And I go down there, I say, well, how do I know I haven't got the old correct hose? So, what does the guy do? He goes over, he gets his motorcycle. I get on the back of the motorcycle and he rides me down to the store, tells them, he negotiates the whole thing for me. I pay for the hose, we get back on the bike, and he comes up and he fits it, and after 20 minutes I get the truck back not overheating anymore. That's the kind of non-service and service that you have here. That's ordinary life, and that's where we live. The one-egg economy. No one will put out the cost of the materials for you. Now, when I had the water pump repaired, they said, need a new water pump, and they handed me the old water pump. And then I take a tricycle, go down to the same little store, and I show them, I'm not speaking Visayan, I show them the water pump. I need one of these. She brings out the water pump, I pay her 2,000 pesos, and then I get another tricycle and go back and they fit it. That's how they do it here. And it works very well. Okay, so this is real life. Now, Beth, I can assure you, is not out working in the fields. She's not digging graves to make a little extra money for us. She's holding the camera. And later, when we've got a few videos together, not standing in the rice field, making a video with one hand and plucking rice out with the other, we'll be giving that our full attention. And we'll be checking up later on how Pastor Timio is working on Desiree's house, okay, which, as you saw, somebody thought it was very funny, as Beth did, that I was carrying one of those roofing sheets over there, and they thought that it looked like, what was it that I looked like, Beth?
Like the sacrificing, you know.
There's a thing in the Philippines called a sacrifice, and that's when
During Holy Week, you know. Like for example, you have a
In
lot
Holy
of
Week.
sin, you know.
yes.
You carry the cross, like in the
Well, they
Bible.
have what they have is they have one guy who carries a cross. Now, the thing is that for me, it may have looked like I was carrying a cross, but it didn't end badly. Now, for this guy, the guy who volunteers to carry the cross, and he's got the makeup, on and the crown of thorns. That's not into the head, right? So he's got a make-believe crown of thorns. But then when he gets there, suddenly he realizes that this is not a joke. They lay the cross down, which is a real cross, enough to be put into a hole and support a man on it. And they lay the guy down and they nail him to the cross. Now, my understanding is that there have been instances where the man has a sudden attack of sanity and says, wait a minute, I think we made a terrible mistake. So can we call it off? Do you have a substitute? Can I get someone deputized to find out? And they say, no, there's no mistake. You're it, son. And they grab him, they put him on the cross, and they nail him. There he is on the cross. They do tie his arms to the cross members so that he's not actually hanging on the nails. But I've been there when that's happened. And at the time, I had a Canon A1 back then, and with a telephoto lens, you could see that there was no pretending. The nail, which was like a 6-inch nail, went into the hand. God only knows what that guy's hands were worth after that. What they did with the feet, I'm not quite sure, but the hands, they nailed it.
Yeah, because as far as I know, as I heard, you know, those who doing that, they have a belief that their sins will be deducted, you know. But
You mean their sins will be forgiven?
yeah, forgiven. That's their belief
At
by
the day
doing
of
that.
judgment.
Yeah, by doing that sacrifice. But it's not true, you know, because you just, even whatever, how many times you crucified yourself, if you're not sincere of asking forgiveness of your sins, it's useless, you know.
Well, the thing about asking for forgiveness for anything is that you have to assume that you're not going to do it again,
Yeah.
whatever it is. But of course, I've seen too many in the UK, I've seen too many Irishmen who stagger in for midnight mass on Christmas Eve, barely able to stand because they just left the pub. And I don't think that that's quite in the spirit of what was intended. So the nailing is another thing, but that is part of ordinary life,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
perhaps you would say extraordinary life. So here we are. We're back now in Nanai's porch. We are about to get ready and hopefully maybe do one more video, because you'll be seeing me in the same shirt. that was the other thing that
Yeah, I'm laughing about it because one comment says, you uploaded 9 videos and you have the same shirt out of that 9 videos. Oh.
So I actually thought that what I should do is have a card with another with a shirt pinned to it and hold it up like this for the next video. but
Yes.
we're not going to do
Yeah,
that.
we don't have a lot of clothes to change every video we made, you know, like an
So,
actress and
we're
actors
open.
in the television.
We're open to a box of t-shirts
Oh,
if it really bothers you.
yeah, and the Nana is laughing because she wants to be included on that.
So that's our little glimpse of ordinary life, and we hope you'll like or subscribe.
Yeah, please like, comment, and
Yeah.
subscribe on our YouTube channel, and
And
please.
you may have noticed that we've actually topped 2,000. Yeah, how many is it now?
Yeah, 2058. Thank you, Lord.
2,058 subscribers in a very, very short time. So we're taking it that we're doing something right about showing ordinary life instead of showing five-star resorts and white beaches. I'm sure that we would love to go down and spend a day at the beach, but we just can't take the time off right now. But anyway, we'll wish you well for the day. Hope you're having a fun day wherever you are, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
T-shirt in a different t-shirt.
Bye-bye and God bless you all.